Good morning. I want to welcome you to a little secret here in Hamilton. Maybe not so secret, at the Cotton Factory. Come on in. This is a really cool little spot. This is called the Ushi Holiday Market. Can you believe this is inside of the Cotton Factory here on Sherman Street North? And I'm going to head over to LA. And LA, you're going to tell us how this came to be.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
This is a studio full of creatives that work in fashion. And we really work towards promoting each other. And the market was kind of an excuse to see if we can promote other people in the Cotton Factory and in Hamilton. So the market is filled with almost 40 vendors of local artists and businesses here in the Cotton Factory.
I love that idea, and we always love promoting local. It's been the biggest discussion lately, and there's something for everybody in here too. There's just, for men, women, and kids, there's just something, and it's just a fun little place. So how would an individual, now we're officially in lockdown, so it's shifted things. Normally, people would be able to, doors are open, people can come in, or they can book a private sort of invite, right?
That was the deal.
Right.
So since November 28th, we were booked solidly with private appointments to come in and shop. Now the deal is you can still shop online. We're going to be doing a lot of Instagram stories of items that we have for sale, linking to other businesses. And you can just purchase online from this point on, and we'll be doing that until December 28th.
Awesome, that's a great idea. So, your Instagram handle again for people?
Is Ushi_Mart.
Okay, so people can go on, as they say, get on there, be part of the environment, and then you'll be able to see some and highlight some of the products. And there really is something for everyone. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back, and we're going to talk to some of the individual artists that you've brought in. And as I say, there's all kinds of wonderful things in here. And I know my cameraman and I, we want to go shopping. So let's get this rolling.
We're happy to have you.
Thanks. We're back here at the Cotton Factory in the north end of Hamilton, just off of Sherman Avenue North, and it's called the Ushi Holiday Market. Over 40 local vendors, all in this great space, all kinds of really cool gifting ideas that are officially moved online because of our gray zone. But we'll talk to you about that a little bit later on. We want to talk to one of the vendors. This is Daniel Tremblay, and Daniel came up with Mind Your Bees, and this is a really cool idea to replace.
I have to correct you. My wife came up with Mind Your Bees.
Ah, okay. You better give her some credit.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very fair, would it? I love it though. But it replaces plastic wrap in your kitchen.
Your single-use plastic, so your plastic wrap, your sandwich bags, things that are just honestly taking up so much space and waste, and it's really a sad situation.
Yeah, and not good for our planet. Now, you were saying that you formerly worked in a kitchen.
Yes.
So you understand even in a kitchen alone, a professional kitchen, they use a lot of plastic.
Like probably to the moon and back in my time in the kitchen.
Right.
So it became unsettling to, my wife was also a chef as well. And so it just became increasingly more unsettling for us. So we thought we had to do something about it.
Right. Now you're holding a piece of it in your hand right now. So we're going to take a look at it. So tell us about what it's completely compostable, and it's got like a coating on it.
Yeah, so it's cotton, beeswax, jojoba oil, pine tree resin, and a little bit of coconut wax for flexibility. And this it just works. It goes on bowls, fruit, vegetables, cheese. You can take your lunch wrapped in it. Yeah,
and you know what I love too? I use it even on, let's say, like a red onion that you only use half of, and you wrap it around, and it's sort of pliable, right? As you say, once your hands are on it, it warms it up. You kind of just mold it around.
It activates it. So that's the first thing that you want to do when you get one is to
just kind of
scrunch it up.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you can hear it becomes sticky, it becomes active, and that way,
The onion kept so much longer than it would in plastic wrap because it can actually kind of breathe.
Absolutely, yeah. So when you have food in plastic, it's still off-gassing, right? So that promotes rotting. So what this does is it allows it to off-gas, and it extends the life of your food.
I love it. Well, you can find Mind Your Bees here at the market, and it's great because they last for at least a year, right? And you just kind of wash them in cool water, make sure you don't take all that nice coating off. And
exactly.
You're good to go. I love it. All right, we're going to come back here and talk more about some of the great vendors here. And again, just supporting local. We love it. And you can go on to USHI, that's Ushi, on Instagram, and you can be part of this whole entire network. We'll be right back. Good morning. We're here back at the Cotton Factory, which has officially moved all of this beautiful shopping online. So you can go onto the Ushi Holiday Market on Instagram. But I am here meeting with one of the over 40 vendors that they have in this location, which is so awesome. And I'm here with Leslie, another Leslie times two. We're taking over.
Yes.
You are the thrifty designer.
Yes, I am.
And so you have all kinds of wonderful little things. I was so surprised all the different variations you have at your booth here. So let's talk about, where should we start? And how did this come to be for you? Obviously, you're very creative.
Yes, so I had a 35-year career in fashion as a designer and product developer, and when I found I was unemployable in my mid-50s, I had to try and reinvent myself. And I had always been a thrifter and always had been making things from rescued fabrics and remaking things. And so I started the Thrifty Designer. She was my alter ego. She was always there.
She just needed to come out.
She had to come out.
You know what? Things happen for a reason,
Yes.
right? And it's amazing how we just have different phases in our lives that we have to move into, and here you are. And I mean, these designs are so much fun. So you've come up with, as you say, you could use materials that had been used before.
Correct. So I try and rescue fabrics and textiles, whether it is sweaters for mittens or the bow ties are done from upcycled men's ties. I find beautiful quality ties and I remake them into the bow ties.
That's awesome. I love it. That's so great. And you've got headbands.
The headbands are all from pieces of fabric that I have collected over the years or people have brought to me.
Wow, okay, let's walk around the other side. Now you're actually, these like kimono style covers that you have, you actually are wearing one as well. So it's going to give people an idea of what they look like. Very light, silky.
Yes. And a lot of them are made from rescued fabrics and textiles, especially scarves. So I'm very well known for doing a lot of multimedia ones where I take velvet scarves and scraps of fabric and make them up this way.
They have such multi-uses, something like this, right?
For
Just
everything.
throw it over top of anything, and they're so pretty. And you almost have to look at each individual one to really.
You do, and I try and do things like this where
Beautiful.
This fabric was donated to me from a customer. She had found it in a cupboard and said, "What can you do with this?" And I said,
yes.
"I can do a lot."
You probably have a lot of people that just kind of give you materials, right? Just to kind of, and it's just great for you because it gives you inspiration for something new, right? And lastly, let's look a little bit. You have men's shirts.
Yeah, so these men's shirts are top quality men's shirts. It's my Sarah shirt is what I call it. And they are shirts that I take and modify to make them into tunics for women. So I'm cutting the sleeves off and cutting the bottom hem so that they can be worn with jeans rolled up, leggings, little pencil skirts. They're a lot of fun. In the winter, I've been wearing my striped turtlenecks underneath them. And
I love it.
My pleather leggings and boots.
Well, we definitely know you are a fashion designer. The idea, just the way you look at something and be able to create something like this is so awesome. So again, this is the Thrifty Designer, all part of the Ushi Holiday Market, which is here at the Cotton Factory in Hamilton, but you can go online and go onto Instagram and you can see all these products online and do some online shopping now. We'll be back in just a bit. Good morning. We're back down here at the Ushi Holiday Market in the Cotton Factory, and this is C-Book Woodwork. And this is Cassandra. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
You do woodworking, and that bowl you're holding is amazing. So maybe let's start with your story, because this is, you said, is a kind of a special story to it.
Oh, sure. So I do custom woodworking here, or wood turning actually, in the Cotton Factory here in Hamilton. This tree actually was felled from my childhood home, so I try as much as I can to use as much local felled wood. I do a lot of driving around after storms and things like that.
People are seeing you going through their gardens.
I don't go too far into people's gardens, but yeah, I will knock on the door. But yeah, I do wood turning here in Hamilton.
That's amazing. Now that bowl is just gorgeous. You were telling me, what kind of wood is it?
It's a piece of English walnut. So it's actually pretty rare to find English walnut in Ontario. It's not overly common. You see a lot of black walnut,
Right.
but not too much of the English. But there's a lot of a lot going on with it, so it's nice to work with.
Well, it's something that you have forever in your kitchen, right? You just
Absolutely.
Keepsake. So
Yeah.
that's the great thing about wood. And show maybe some of the other products that you make.
So I just recently started getting into making wooden spoons. So I do different sorts of wooden spoons, and I try to use as much figured wood as possible. I want these pieces to be utilitarian, but also beautiful.
Beautiful and interesting.
Yeah. So
right?
And then with the smaller bits, I've been making some Christmas ornaments. So I try not to waste anything. Any of my cutoffs, things like that, get utilized.
Now, how did you get into woodworking?
I worked in offices for about a year and quickly realized that it wasn't for me.
No.
When I was living in Nova Scotia, I just sort of picked a course at college, and I ended up taking cabinet making. So I'm a cabinet maker by trade, and when I had moved home to Ontario, I didn't really want to be in that anymore. I kind of craved a bit more
artistic like that, right?
I craved a bit more of the creativity.
Yes.
So wood turning was kind of a perfect harmony of technical skill and creative freedom.
Now let's look at this table, because this table is just gorgeous. Tell us about this.
Thank you. So this is a cross-cut piece of spalted maple.
Wow.
So the black lines that you see in the table itself are fungus that grow through the tree. So this tree would have been felled because it's pretty late stage in terms of rot, and there's a number of bug holes on the other side. But this is like a thing that I like to do, is take things that are kind of nearing the end and repurpose them into something that has interest and
there they are.
in a new life.
One of a kind.
Yeah.
I love it. See Book Woodwork. And you're here at the Cotton Factory in Hamilton. And you can go onto the Ushi Holiday Market on Instagram to find out more information. Over 40 vendors, super creative. And they're going to be open again once everything opens back up in the new year at the light of our tunnel. So thank you so much for the morning.
Thanks for having me.
That's it for now.